I'm gonna push this button, John.
Push it.
I'm gonna push it.
Push it.
John, I'm gonna push this button.
He's gonna push this button.
I'm pushing this button.
He's pushing it.
Welcome to Splintered Spirits, a podcast hosted by me, Gary, and my nephew Johnny from At Santa Paranormal, where we try to prove his theory that ghosts are the fractured memories of the living. This ep's a bit different. Johnny and I get on the offensive. We head back to the fireplace room to hit the spirits with direct questions and even threats. That's right, we brought weapons. Alright, look, we brought some magnets to see if we can kill a ghost. It gets a little weird. It's ridiculous, it's fun, and we get more ghost talking than ever. Let's dive into the conversation. Johnny, we're in the fireplace basement here where the haunted Edward lives. What the hell am I looking at that's flashing over there like a 1920s disco ball radio? What is this?
So this is a spirit box that I made called the Elmont. It's named after what Edward called his property.
Can we lower it a little, the volume of it, or is that as loud? It's one.
No, that's
volume.
yeah. That's
all right. So the Elmont.
The Elmont, and originally Edward called his entire property, this estate, the estate that he owned up the road that's no longer there, and a couple of blocks going, down towards downtown Portchester. It was all his property, and he called it the Elmont. So to piss Edward off, because he's always pissing me off, I made a spirit box, and I named it...
Are you a friend?
The Elmont.
So it looks like something that an old-timey family would have sat around to listen to War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Now, how did you made this?
I made this.
How did you make this? What are these lights and what's going on in there?
So basically, it's dual function. It runs off a Bluetooth speaker with an app, and it also runs off a radio and a tone generator.
What app is it pulling its?
Right now, it's using Spiritus.
Okay, so it's a whole different. There's a whole different spirit talker.
Yes, a whole different app.
And it still works for Edward.
So
these ghosts come through here no matter what.
No matter what I use, it doesn't make a difference. So.
All right.
No matter what I use, it does not make a difference. They will come through.
Well, I'm hoping we're down here today because I'm hoping I want Edward. I don't care about Edward anymore. I want to know why Edward cares so much about you.
Yes.
So what? Let's try to get him, and let's see why he picks on you so much.
Well, I just heard get out of here. One of the things I think is that he was a very materialistic person when he was alive. He was a big money player. He was all about his property. He was all about his wealth. And the fact that this, at one point, was his home. And now there's people living in it. And on top of that, I walk around here like I own the place. Hi, Spirit. Another Spirit just said, hey, John, hi.
I heard that.
I think that's a big part of it. I think that's actually the biggest part of it, in particular.
Why do any of the tenants ever complain about Edward or any spirits?
They will complain about certain things happening in their apartment, but they won't complain about Edward specifically.
Edward, I want you to come on out, boy.
Edward.
You can hear us. We don't need to yell, right? Do we really need to yell your name? You're here.
Yeah. Well, why do I say it? I say it kind of like with authority, almost like, hey,
Yeah, okay.
We're not going anywhere. Speak to us. And it's weird with Edward too because he really doesn't like it when I make money.
No.
That's like the main thing with him. He just doesn't like it.
Yeah.
In this scenario, it's a little different because we're not live. There's no. So who knows what he's gonna say? The most I can do to antagonize him, if you will, is maybe speak about his wife and his children. His children hated him.
Yeah.
I
can see why.
Yeah.
Why do you, Edward? What is it about Johnny? Johnny's here. Tell me about Johnny. Why do you pick on Johnny? Is he the man you never were?
I'm not sure.
That sounds like him. That
Yeah,
sounds like the
that's
voice.
him. Yeah.
You're not sure? What is it about John? That sounds like they're talking backwards, like if you're turning the Beatles album backwards.
Yeah.
Can we feel you? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. I can't feel you, nor would I want to, though.
Are you in love with John?
This is going to start pissing him off. That's great.
Why are you so obsessed with John?
Edward, why do you care so much about me?
We can hear you. What do you hear about him? How do you see him?
What happened?
We're trying to figure out about you. Your side of this. How do you see us? How do you hear us?
Is John's magnetic field just create some sort of animal magnetism for you that you need to be around him? Do you like little boys?
That was funny. Edward, why don't you talk about the children? You love children.
Is this where it all started on a regular basis for you?
Yeah.
The streams?
Yeah. Yeah. It was here.
Was that strong?
Yeah. It was here. It was,
It's warm.
It's warm. Yeah, the main three spots that I would stream when I first started was in here, outside in the field, and in the abandoned side of the building. Fortunately, the abandoned side's like too dangerous to go in now. Yeah, like if we get pushed and we fall and get sliced open, we're gonna get an infection or something. Like it's disgusting in there.
Oh, I see.
Breathing wise, you can't breathe in there anymore.
That seems unsafe.
Yeah, very unsafe. Very unsafe. Very bad. So.
And how long were you doing it when you first heard Edward?
So it was funny when I first heard Edward was before, it was when like these apps first started coming out and they weren't that like highly involved. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that it was all the same voice. There was no dynamic settings, no random settings, nothing. It was all just one monotone voice, and he would come through, and I noticed that like, wait a minute, like this spirit keeps saying the same thing over and over, and he would even say, "My name is Edward." It would be a female voice though, because there was only one voice that it could use, and very limited. But then I realized it was the same spirit coming through. He would talk about sacrifices, children, people giving me gifts, things like that. And I was like, oh, this is the same spirit going on and on and on.
Edward, I flew all the way out here to come to a place that I don't want to be in with ghosts to hear why you are obsessed with my nephew. You know I'm his uncle. You said it a couple weeks ago.
Are there any other spirits in here that know why Edward is obsessed?
There.
You do? No, we're not leaving. I'd like to know why Edward is obsessed with me. I should know that. She said you should know that.
Maybe, do you think ghosts can see through clothes? Maybe he likes the way you look naked.
Maybe. It's a possibility. You compare yourself to me and your inadequacies?
Do you like naked boys?
Later this evening.
Well, I bet later this evening.
It's business time.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Here on Pedophile Ghosts. How would you catch this predator?
I don't know. How would you catch this predator?
How do you catch this predator?
I know. I'm like pushing. Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing on the sexuality buttons to see if it sets him off.
Talk about his wife.
Was his wife a pig?
No, his wife would hit on me sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she'd come through and hit on me, and then I'd use that against Edward.
Edward, does your wife like bears? I feel like your wife must have been a bear. Were you like a frail man, and this is why your wife wants a big bear?
A real man?
Big bear of a man? It is big boy season. This is when girls cuddle up on a big bear to stay warm in the wintertime.
It's true. Body warmth.
Make a noise.
You want us to make a noise? How about you make a noise? Why don't you go fix that elevator for me so I don't have to listen to clink and clank?
Dude.
Tuned. Just heard another spirit say Eddie. How many spirits are in here right now? 6? Sound like 6.
Sound like 6 to me, too.
Yeah. And out of the 6 spirits, how many of them know Edward personally?
Or spiritually.
Yeah.
Come closer.
How much closer can I
Wow,
get?
it just said something. Just said itself. Something just came through and said itself. Nasty ass spirit. Is Edward making you miserable? Just heard, hey John. Another one came through.
Guys, this is your forum. This is your chance to be heard. We want to know why you are in love with John. Why are you attracted to him? What is it? Is John a medium?
Not.
Not what?
Spirits, do you like my energy?
Killed? It reminds me a lot of Poltergeist 2. And they were going after the girl because they got a taste of her little energy, like her energy, and they wanted to get her again. Remember that stupid, it was a shitty sequel, but it was like,
Yep.
they were after her again. They sucked to the old man, who was the preacher. He was walking around clapping.
Yep.
And they grabbed her again.
That movie had great visuals,
Yeah.
but horrible plot.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one with the worm, right? He drinks the tequila worm, and then the thing comes out, dude. And then the thing with the tree, that's all part 2.
That's part 2.
Yeah.
But he was the creepy old man.
Yep.
He was like the Jonestown guy. He killed his followers, and then he was like a giant worm beast in the ether sphere, and the whole family went in this time to get her out.
Get her out, yep.
Is that what John is to you? Is he like the energy of a young girl? Does he have virgin energy? BVE?
BVE.
That sounded like not a virgin.
Cute.
Sounded like cute.
It sounded like he said cute.
You think he's cute? He is very handsome. He's got mad riz.
I got that spiritual riz, yo.
He does have that spiritual riz. The gift of gab, as they say.
Even the ferryman lets me go for free. Spirits, can you sense my energy?
Johnny, hand me that box right there. That's that I put next to the radio. I want to hold it up and tell him what it is. Guys, do you know what this is? Is anybody? Are you that smart, or do I have to explain it?
Probably have to explain it to him. It's technology.
So, this is what's called the degaussing wand. And what it does is it demagnetizes anything that is magnetized. And you plug it in, and you wave it around something, and it pretty much flattens it if it has any magnetic energy. In a sense, this can kill you.
Oh shit. Something just said, oh shit. That's funny.
So I have the ability here, if I plug this in and push this button on the side, and for anybody, I'm holding this, it's a green degaussing one. I bought it on Amazon for like $16. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
But whatever, it says it should work. It should certainly work on ghosts.
yeah.
I want some answers, or I'm going to start killing ghosts up in this bitch.
We're going to start flatlining you
We're
mother.
flatlining ghosts. I'm holding the plug. I'm holding the stick.
We want a name. We want the strongest one amongst you. I just heard Robert. And Robert, if you're here, how old are you?
Robert, I'm going to degauss that ass.
Robert, how old are you?
Play.
This ain't play. If we had video, if we had what?
Just said something about us not being nice.
No, we're not being nice now. We're playing hard.
Yeah.
I'm being bad cop.
Nah.
I don't like ghosts, and this is how I cannot be afraid.
Spirits, that looks like a green dildo
It's a.
that has the ability to kill you.
They call it a degauser. I'm gonna call it a deghoster.
Yeah. Anally. Help us.
That was like help us, right?
Yeah. Edward, I want to try it on you.
Is that a plug right there, Johnny?
Yes,
I can
it
plug
is.
it in right there.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Right there on the switch.
Guys, I'm gonna plug this into the wall right now. Do you see me doing it? Do you see me getting up? I'm gonna push this button, John.
Push it.
I'm gonna push it.
Push it.
John, I'm gonna push this button.
He's going to push this
I'm
button.
pushing this button.
He's pushing it.
I don't even know if it's on.
Now.
I'm gonna wave it. I'm waving it. I'm holding the button and waving it. I'm walking around this basement with a cheap-ass magnet trying to kill ghosts.
No, you're not.
I just did it.
Wow. Spirit straight up just said, no, you're not. I wish they could see you waving this thing around right now like Harry Potter. And then-
I'm gonna bring this close. Where do you think they're standing, John?
Oh, that's a great question. That I don't know.
This evening.
What? What did he say?
He said later this evening. Keep saying later this evening.
Later this evening. What are you gonna do? Oh. Ooh.
Is it going off?
I feel it vibrating right here.
You really?
Yeah, right here. When I touch this, it vibrates.
Wait a minute, hold on. So that when you know that's working when it starts to vibrate.
Right here, it's vibrating.
That's weird because that's concrete.
Well, it's got to be rebar in it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oop. Well, it came unplugged, but it was vibrating right there.
yeah, that's wild.
There's another plug over there. I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah, do it over here.
I'm gonna plug it in again, boys.
But let's see if we can get it.
Did he just say this is war?
Is it vibrating again over there?
Yeah, it vibrates against here. When
All right, so that we could debunk that. That's probably
close to metal,
it goes off, which makes sense.
I'm probably ruining everybody's cable in your entire.
Yeah, it's all right.
Let me grab my mic. I cannot stress how ridiculous this is and how ridiculous I look. All right, so I'm just gonna wave it in the air like I just don't care, because we don't know where the ghost is. But if there's a ghost, did I kill any ghosts? How many ghosts are there now? Ghosts, how many of you are there now?
Yeah, it's funny. I literally just heard killing us.
No, you didn't.
I shit you not.
I
bet you if you go back and you listen to this, you'll hear it. It said killing us.
Does it hurt?
Are there any spirits that are in pain right now?
Does this make you feel weak? I'm degousing you. You're getting degoused. Don't touch my nether regions. Did they just say? I'm just going to keep you away from there and from any anal probing.
Oh, yeah, you don't want them going up the booty hole.
Better safe than sorry.
That's clench central right there.
That might be some sort of electrical line. All right. Ooh, it's warm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Father.
It might be warm because it's cheap as
Let me see it.
Take a look at that. Threaten them. You're going to keep that here because we're going to threaten them again with that.
Okay.
How many ghosts are there now? How many ghosts are here?
Wow, this is definitely something you do not want to leave on for a long time. That got hot.
Feel it, right?
Yeah. Wow. Now, did any spirits feel anything? Because I don't think that would be powerful enough to really do anything. However, theoretically, if it could take out a spirit, it would definitely bother him.
I would like to think so.
So that's what we need to ask. Were there any spirits who were bothered in the past 2 minutes?
David.
Just heard no. So none of the spirits whatsoever were bothered by the device that Gary held in his hand. I just heard something about the podcast.
Do you just see, what do you see? Do you see us or do you see energy?
I see you.
That said, I see you, right?
Straight up, it said, I see you. I see you. You're getting multiple answers. Multiple spirits are responding to that question.
But why John? That sounds like he listens to me?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
But why do you think he listens? How do you know he listens? Is John a medium?
She gets some really good responses out of this.
Do you think John's a medium?
Spirits, do you think I have a special ability to speak to you? I'd like a nice, clear answer. Nice, loud, and clear. There's a lot of them coming through.
Why do you like this basement so much?
I just heard portal. Said something about feeling something.
Yeah.
Priest.
Why? Where? There's a portal to this basement? Some dimensional portal?
Spirits, is there a portal here? And if there is a portal, what do you call it?
Did one of you just fart?
No. What is the name of the portal that's here? Did I ever tell you about the gay spirit at the cemetery?
You're a gay spirit?
Yeah,
How'd you know he was gay?
His name was David.
How
He
so?
straight up hit on me.
What'd he say?
He would just be like, "Oh, I find you attractive. Thank you for coming to visit me. You know, are you single? You know, we can't talk about this in public, things like that." And I'd be like, "Yo, David," I'd be like, "It's 2023. It was 2023 at the time. I'd be like, "It's 2023, bro. Let it out. I ain't gonna be the one to tell you you can't be gay.
Right.
I'll be like, yo, you hit on me all you want. You're not offending me. As long as you don't touch my balls, we're good. You know, straight up. That's exactly what I said.
I don't think it's gay if a ghost touched your balls, is it?
No, is it? It's not.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. It's a gray area. It's a gray area. You know,
Like, is there I don't know. Is there a sex associated to a ghost?
you would think they would lose it. Well, at least they lose the physical aspect of it.
I don't know if it's gay to get a handy from a ghost. Edward, tell me about this secret club I keep hearing so much about. I came out here to hear some real shit.
Edward, talk about your people and the children. Don't be shy about it.
And John. Why is John your go-to?
I heard don't.
I heard get out. Your club sucks.
You molest children.
Your wife was a whore.
Yes. Your family hated you.
I'm listening.
And your daddy hated you. How does that make you feel, Eddie boy? Cupcake? Mr. Micro?
Have you ever called someone down here to have like an exorcism?
Wait, what happened?
Have you ever gone to an exorcism or discussed that with anyone?
Oh, a
legit exorcism.
Like a legit exorcism?
Yeah.
I've seen one. I've seen one done to a place. And it was interesting because literally the following week everything just came right back.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder what qualifies. I should look up what qualifies for them, a priest, to come out and perform an exorcism. I can't imagine you could just call them and say, "Hey."
No, they would want to. It depends on what church you go through too. Like the Catholic Church are the hardest to get actually somebody to come out and do an exorcism.
What's the cheapest church for exorcisms?
Probably one of those like
Voodoo or some shit.
Yeah, definitely. Or like one of those churches that are just starting out and they're starving for, parishioners and all that. You could probably get one, be like, hey, I have this issue.
Some low rent religion.
Yeah. They exist.
Or they just come out and burn sage that they bought at,
that's
Food
more
Emporium.
That's more of like New Age. And burning sage is the worst thing you can do ever, because the actual Native American purpose for burning sage was to invite energy, not expel it.
But I thought it was good energy.
Well, regardless, you're still inviting energy, and if you get an entity that doesn't give a fuck what kind of energy you're giving it, it'll just kill you with a smile on its face.
What do you guys think about sage? I'm sure he burns a lot of weed down here, but how much sage?
I am scared.
Of what?
The weed or the sage?
Here's what I think, guys. I think Johnny is a medium, and I think you're obsessed with him, and I think you are
touchy.
And I think you're using him to get through for some reason. Why do you and all your friends want him to use him to get through? There's a lot of people in this building. Why do you use John?
Wow, I just heard I don't use John. That female straight up said I don't use John.
Who do you use?
Foolish.
This was funny, man. You get a lot of people talking over each other.
Yeah, a lot. And you go to other spots, that doesn't happen like that. Like, you can go to other spots where they're just quieter. They just said something about me smoking weed. They just said something about smoking weed with him. Not yet. Later tonight. Edward, I have one question for you. One question. If I brought you a small child What would you do with it?
If you're new to Splintered Spirits, John thinks that this particular ghost, Edward, was a cult leader, a murderer, and a sacrificer of children.
You should get on with her.
Wow. You shouldn't leave it alone with him. Is what that female said.
Bedroom.
Bedroom, of course.
And what's your favorite flavor? Vanilla, chocolate, or caramel? In a child.
Laughing.
Oh yeah, you find it funny? How did you sacrifice the children?
Who's the girl here? What's your name?
Yeah, you hear it coming through strong, right? He likes boys.
Boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that Epstein with you? Epstein with you?
Make a noise.
I'm making noise.
That elevator isn't noisy enough for you? I'd like the name of the female spirit that's speaking.
Dude, say something like with authority, like by the power of Grayskull, or something that sort of makes it feel like, shows them that you can pull in the juice from a medium. Like really concentrate on going to the other dimension.
I don't even know how I'd do that. Should I just like...
I don't know, roll your eyes back in your head, go into a trance, start jerking off.
Undertaker. You know?
Put a belt around your neck, maybe?
Yeah. Hold on, let me go get my cod piece. You know? All right, hold on. I'll say it with some authority. I would like to speak to the female spirit that is coming through. What is your name?
Give it back.
What is your name?
Jason.
James?
I'd like to speak to the female.
When do you ever tell in all the people in all the spirits you've spoken to, is there ever a distinction in terms of time, location, manner that you get response faster, less than? Like, what is there any tells in a spirit that makes you know, like,
yes,
I'm gonna get some action?
It's the I call it like the 2 or 3 question response. So, for example, spirit, what's your name? They give me their name. Spirit, how old were you? They give me an age. And then after that, then I have a high chance of knowing that spirit is going to continue the conversation.
And
tell me how they died. They tell me how they lived. They'll tell me.
Have you tracked how you're feeling on those days when you make those connections, or you noticed?
Yeah. I'm in a great mood. I'm in the mood to do it and speak to spirits and be out there and be.
Is there anything different about your routine? You should start keeping a journal of your routine.
Of how I am.
Yeah.
And
like everything. Like, here's what I ate today.
Well, I'll tell you
I took a bowel movement.
Getting into all that, you talk about food. After I eat, I'm always sluggish and I'm always more like not involved. Like we just ate, right?
Yeah,
we just went out to dinner. And like, I'm here, I'm cool, I'm interactive, but like if we didn't eat and I didn't, I'd be more
hangry.
Not hangry, like, because I'm gonna eat if I'm hungry.
Sure.
But like, no, like it's just not as sluggish.
And you think so? There's something about you being sluggish that might pull back from the connectivity.
Distracted, sluggishness, and emotion.
You ever meditate?
Yeah.
Like transcendent, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Meditation. Why?
Well, I actually originally did it to see if I can increase the energy within myself. So going back to the whole magnetic field thing, basically using the blood platelets in the negative positive charge, your blood platelets to increase the energy. And like it's like the whole. It's funny because like like things like Dragon Ball and other like things that focus energy and whatnot, do it to great exacerbated examples. But the reality is, if you sit there and you concentrate and you try to put some sort of force in between your hands, you can do it to where it feels almost like it's like pulsing.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Have you ever done a session after a meditation?
No, it's usually
What up, homeboy?
It's usually afterwards. And I'll tell you this, if I'm not rushed, like let's say like I'm rushing to do a session, like alive, if I'm rushed, I am like not in the mental state I should be to be doing this. But if I'm relaxed, where I got to relax a little bit, do everything I had to do, I was able to sit down and just chill before. No, I don't want to fight spirit. No, thank you.
Dude, you come across as like every superhero origin story, but by the end of the movie, you have learned how to hone your craft. Remember The Incredibles, and she couldn't do the shield around the family?
Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah.
You're like that, and then all of a sudden, when
she's pretty hot too.
That was the daughter, weirdo.
Oh, I thought it was the mother.
No. Like she was. She put the invisible shield around her.
Sorry, I was just thinking of the mother's hips.
It's a stereotypical. It's a trope. It's a superhero trope. Where this idea of they haven't reached their full potential as a hero until this certain point, and then all of a sudden
they reach it.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the kind of medium you are, where you've just been dicking around on the surface here having some fun, but you've never really done. I heard sacrifice. You haven't really done. I got to work this muscle out, where I need to get in the empty head space, then do it, and then strengthen it to the point where I'm not sluggish, I'm in the mood, I'm in the zone, I'm open, the mind's open, the energy's flowing.
Let's do it.
I sucked on a battery and now I'm ready to go.
I sucked out a battery.
I don't know. I mean, I think we got to try it.
Maybe, yeah, I could try it.
I think you got to try it. When, just try it before your next session. Let me know when that is.
Yeah.
Your next live.
We got more other spirits responding than we do Edward. Which is pretty interesting.
I can tell you honestly, I feel nothing in here. Whereas Kathy felt she was worried about it being cold, and then like the ceiling was falling in on her, and you're like this jello thing with the vibe. I don't have that. I don't have that connection.
You don't feel anything. You don't feel.
Do you want to play?
Play what?
Jacqueline.
Who, Jacqueline?
Said Jacqueline.
Who's Jacqueline?
How many female spirits are here right now that can hear the sound of my voice? Say something about sisters?
It's hard to make out.
Yeah. Inaudible usually produces audio pareidolia, where you think you hear something, but it's not really. It's just the sounds of it.
That was a big 25-cent word. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, a lot of people.
What'd you call
pareidolia?
That?
So there's the main pareidolia is mainly visual, but I've kind of tweaked it a bit, and I also say there's audio pareidolia. So pareidolia in itself is just simply you looking up at the clouds. A cloud goes by. It looks like a bunny to you. It looks like a dinosaur to somebody else.
I see.
Okay.
Like a Rorschach.
Yes. It's your brain taking patterns and making images out of it.
What happened to me?
So those images really aren't there. It's the same thing with audio pareidolia. Your brain is taking the syllables and sound it's hearing and creating words, but the words really aren't there.
Gotcha.
So if you couldn't understand it, that's why I asked you. There's a double check for me. Oh, you couldn't understand it. Well, then guess what?
He is 100% correct.
No, this thing's pretty interesting, though, right?
Yeah.
Spirits, what do you think about the Elmont? Why? I'm just curious if you like it or not.
Why is he here?
I'm here to get some answers.
Yes. Something's yelling, yes. Spirits, can you say hello to him?
Nexus will be mine.
That said, Nexus
This
will be mine.
That's the portal.
As clearly as
That's-
clear. What a weird thing to say.
That's the Nexus. That's the portal.
Nexus will be
about.
mine.
Yeah. So another spirit must have said something about the Nexus to him. We couldn't hear it because he wasn't talking to us.
That is such a weird, specific story and thing
Yeah.
that comes up.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear any other spirits in
Yes.
the word Nexus
Yes.
in other locations?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. In other locations,
No.
when you're in
No.
cemeteries.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
In this location, you hear this story
Oh,
of the Nexus.
except that they will sometimes refer to me as the Nexus Keeper.
In other locations?
In other locations. Well, they'll be like, oh, we can sense this on you. You must be the keeper.
You got the stank of the Nexus on you?
Yeah, basically, I got the stanky.
You got
Nexus.
you got Nexus stank?
Yeah, I got the Nexus stank, which I can't stand because I could give two shits about the Nexus.
Leave.
Leave.
Then leave.
Like at the end of the day, I really could care less about it. Like I don't want anybody that has any connection to that Nexus ends up in the worst dire straits ever. I refuse to be like Edward.
Do you think it's like Zool? Like the gatekeeper?
It might be.
There is no Dana,
Dana,
only Zool.
Yeah.
I am the
maybe.
keymaster and the
Yeah.
gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And if you're the gatekeeper to the Nexus,
Yeah.
you know what that means? That means the keymaster's going to come in one day and
Well,
you
what-
guys are going to have to bang it out and open the door.
Open the portal. Well, you know what's funny? It sometimes it says, and it speaks about a key. Sometimes it'll say Nexus is the key, things like that.
Is Johnny the gatekeeper or the keymaster? Guys, I'm a professional. I've seen Ghostbusters like 100 times, so I know what I'm doing. Is Johnny the gatekeeper or the keymaster? I said no.
You asked your is what that just said. Spirits, tell us about the Nexus portal.
Why is John the keeper of the Nexus?
I'm trying.
Usually when we ask that question, we get things like protection, protector, things like that. It's a responsibility. I want absolutely nothing to do with.
Sounds a little nerdy.
Yeah. I definitely didn't ask for it either.
Is Johnny the gatekeeper of the Nexus?
Ask him where it is.
Where's the Nexus?
Wow, I just heard John will help us.
Where's the Nexus? I'm waiting for it to freak me out by all of a sudden you hear 6 voices or harmony just answer one word all at the same time.
Yeah.
If that happened, dude,
which does happen.
dude, I would get up. Like, I got chills even thinking about it. If that happens,
yeah.
packing all my shit, and I'm out of this room.
I got a really cool.
Like, if you just sort of like, yes, and all the dynamics.
I've got a really cool video out in the fields of me asking questions, and then all of a sudden, like literally, the spirit box just goes quiet, and then they all answer at the same time with a phrase too. It wasn't like one word. It was like it sounded like 30 people speaking at once.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, let me see if I can find this.
I don't like that at all.
Hold on, the video is wild.
Send that to me if you have find it too, by the way.
Yeah, the video is wild.
Where's the Nexus? And why is Johnny so important for it?
Frightened.
I'm getting a little frightened. Does Johnny need to spill his own blood so the portal opens?
Oh, they love that.
Can Johnny open the Nexus portal, guys? Come on. It's a simple question.
Don't come in.
Spirits, I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to wrap this up for today. I want you to think about your homework for tonight, Spirits.
Yeah.
Is to figure out why you're so into and obsessed with John. I want to know why John is your chosen one to be your Nexus gatekeeper and your conduit into this world. In 1,000 words or less.
Do any of the spirits in here want to say goodbye to Gary?
What say you, spirits? What say you, spirits? Who wishes to speak and be heard? Do you wish to be heard? Speak now or forever hold your peace in the afterlife.
Please stop.
Oh, you don't like that voice?
Edward got upset.
Please.
Be heard.
In the name of Jesus Christ, your Savior.
Spirits, how do you feel about God?
How do you feel about magic babies?
Ooh, it's just a ritual. You love me. Who do you love?
Hey guys, is Santa Claus real? What do you believe more in, Santa Claus or magic babies?
Is that a spirit?
You were funny.
I'm trying to be funny. My nephew just left me in this room alone with a ghost machine. It's true, he did. Some of his buddies showed up and he had to split. It's cool, we were wrapping it up anyway. Did we make any new discoveries? Not really. But we did generate more questions. Could meditation harness whatever energy John carries to help heighten spirit communication? We'll have to try it. Can magnets break up magnetic energy from the spirits? The cheap wand I had did not, but that doesn't mean it can't work. And let me add this. The question response from the spirits was incredible. The most I've ever seen or experienced. Maybe the magnetic degaussing wand agitated them to speak up more. Who knows? The good news is we'll never run out of spirits. We'll just keep documenting, having fun, and trying stuff out until we get some answers. Thanks for listening to Splintered Spirits. Please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and be sure to follow us on social media. Until next time.